I've been in marketing for a little over 20 years, and I've done just about every kind of marketing or advertising there is. And in that 20 years, I've seen some truths, and it's this. Every piece of marketing that works has four things in common. Every one of them. Every billboard, every Google ad, every radio commercial, it doesn't matter what. There's four things that are in common. And every single one that doesn't work has one or more of those four things missing. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what those four things are, how you can use them, and it's unbelievably simple once you hear it, but stick around in this video and we'll dive in. All right, so listen, like I said, I've been in the agency business for about 20 years, right? And I've done all kinds of marketing. I've worked for Fortune 500 companies. I've done TV commercials, radio, billboard, Meta campaigns, Google campaigns, national and international websites, you name it. And when I was running, I built and sold a couple different agencies. And in that process, I needed to find a system or a method to figure out what worked. What were the universal truths behind campaigns that were successful? And so this is probably like 15, 16 years ago. I sat down, I'd already been in the industry for a few years, and I had worked with other marketers. I'd worked with, partnered with other agencies. I had my own agency. We were working on really big stuff. But we were doing everything from video commercials to TV to, local campaigns, international campaigns, national campaigns. And we needed to try to figure out a way that we could say, what is the commonality between all the ones that are working and what are the commonalities in the ones that aren't? And so I spent a ton of time on this, over a decade ago, and I found what I call the 4 pillars of successful marketing. And these pillars became the backbone for everything that I have ever done since. And regardless of what kind of media you have, if we look through these 4 pillars, we're going to figure out whether or not your campaigns are successful or will be successful, or whether or not they're not going to be successful. And even if they have maybe a momentary point of success, if they don't have these 4, they ultimately at some point will fail. So with that said, let's jump right in. Okay, so listen, as we get into these, just a quick note. This is not a menu. This is a checklist. All 4 of these are required for great marketing. And if we miss one, it's just not going to be great. With that said, let's jump into pillar number 1, and it's quality. Now, I know, I can already hear you like a duh. Yes, I know it's obvious, but there is some nuance here that I want to talk through. The pillar of quality has a couple things. So number 1 is when we try to go too far in quality, we seek perfection. I don't mean good, I mean perfect. My belief is that trying to seek perfection is a form of fear and procrastination. What we need to do is put out the best work we can in a reasonable amount of time, right? It's never perfect, and it will always change and adapt. And today's quality and tomorrow's quality or next year's quality is going to be different. So we want to do the best work that we can. We want to have the best messages, the best brand, the best presentation, but it's not just about quality media. And this brings me to point 2. It's also about being the person and being the company that is quality. Because just making a polished video or a polished ad is not the same thing as running a quality company. And so there becomes some deeper meaning here, is you actually have to do the things that you say that you're going to do. No one wants to hire a company that says they'll do this and then they do something else instead. That's not what we want. And so, yes, we need to do quality media, but we have to, more importantly, be the type of people and business owners and leaders that have and lead a quality team and a quality business. Now, if we do that, if we can avoid the perfectionism and we can do the quality work and become a quality company, right? Always seeking that next level, then we are going to be great. So move fast, do the best quality you can, avoid perfectionism, be the best company and leader that you can, and at that point, you will have met all of the quality pillars needs. Okay, up next, pillar number 2 is quantity. Yes, that means doing a lot of something. So listen, if you go to the gym once and you have an amazing quality workout and you never do it again, you gain 0, right? If I produce an amazing video and I put it out on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, and that's the only video I ever do, it's not going to do anything. We have to produce a quantity of things. One review on your Google profile doesn't do anything. One page on your website doesn't do anything. One radio ad doesn't do anything. It doesn't matter the medium. We need to have a quantity of the effort that you are doing. And so when we think about this, here's another example, like in a completely different medium. Let's just say you and I start YouTube channels, like not like this marketing channel. Let's say we do something silly like basket weaving, and we set a contest goal of we're going to try to gain the most followers in a 12-month period of time. And I make one video a month and you make 3 a week. Who do you think wins? Quality is a lever. Even if I produced one video a month and its quality was higher, you produced 3 a week and your quality was a little lower, but your quantity was significantly higher, you're probably going to win, right? And so the quality and quantity lever are somewhat interdependent. In an ideal world, we want them both as high as can be, but they oppose each other. If I do something super, super high quality, I can do fewer of them than if I move the lever to do more quantity. And so we need to find the balance here that's right for you. And so what I want to do is just do the absolute best I can in a reasonably efficient manner, and then just to continue to do it so I get as much quantity as I can, right? If I'm doing Facebook ads, don't just launch one ad, launch 10. If I'm doing Google ads, don't launch one, launch 10. If I'm making a website, don't make 1, 2, 3 pages, make 20, 30, 40, and so on. The goal is to have a lot, because with a lot, you give yourself a greater chance of success. So whether we're talking about marketing in multiple channels or we're talking about one gym workout, it takes quantity to see success. Okay, moving on to pillar number 3, and this one is consistency. So if quantity is the amount that we do, consistency is the time period in which we do it. And going back to the gym analogy, if I worked out an amazing quality workout once a day, and I did a lot of those workouts, I maybe work out 3 times a day, but I only do it for a week, it's still going to be very, very small gains. It would be better to have a 30-minute workout every day for 5 years than it would to have like 50 workouts in a month. It just would. It's consistency that's going to get us the true results, right? And so one of my friends used to say consistency and intensity, and I just frame it as quality and quantity is the intensity, how much you're doing it, and then consistency. And it's the combination of these that really create the multiplication factor. And the honest truth, this is where everyone quits, because it gets hard. It gets hard to post on social every day. It gets hard to record videos like this every day. There's 50,000 things going around me, but I've got all those notifications off recording so that I can do this for you. And there's going to be times where you have to train your team and you've got family things happening, but you still got to do the things, right? You have to do the things in the marketing and sales part of your organization to get the needle to move. And so we absolutely have to have quality. We absolutely have to have quantity, but you have to commit to doing this for an extended period of time. And a second reality that I just absolutely know is true, and I want to make sure that you understand, is almost everything takes longer than you think it does. That new hire that you just hired, it's going to take longer to train and get them up to speed than you think. That new marketing channel you just launched, whether it's through an agency or you're doing it yourself, it's going to have some bumpy spots. It's going to have some ups and downs. And it will probably take longer to get a grasp on than you think. Everything takes a while. But every single person I've ever seen that's been successful, myself and friends and peers, and my coaches and people I've coached, everybody is consistent for what feels like a stupid amount of time, right? Again, you're not going to get healthy in a gym in a week, but you will in 6 months, a year, 5 years, so on and so forth. So you have to be consistent. Pick the quality and quantity that you can do the best, and then commit to it, to doing it for a long period of time. All right, guys, pillar number 4 is diversity. All right, so I'm going to give a couple different examples here. One of the most common that I see, especially in trades and contractors, and most of you that are listening to this are probably in that space, all you try to do is do Google reviews. Every review you want a Google review. Don't get me wrong, Google reviews are wildly popular. They're one of the biggest SEO signals, and you need a lot of them. Fantastic. However, the best companies don't just have Google reviews. They have Facebook reviews, Better Business, Yelp, Yellow Pages, whatever, right? They have reviews across multiple channels. And in fact, even when you Google a company, if they have reviews from other channels, you'll see as seen around the web, and you'll see the reviews from there, even shown by Google. Companies that outbeat another, and I've seen so many people like, well, I got this many reviews on Google and this person has less. It's because they have other things and other channels. And so the diversity just helps become well-rounded. Not only that, diversity helps test things. So let's just say I was going to create 10 different kinds of Facebook ads. If I make 10 completely different kinds of ads, not the same ad with a different shirt on, but 10 completely different scripts, that diversification allows me to test and find something that's going to work faster. I can test multiple channels. I can turn I could turn on a Meta ad and a Google ad and try them both. The point is, no matter what you do, the more you do, the more diverse you are across channels, the better it's going to be. Anyone ever seen someone wildly successful on social media that only posted on Facebook? No. You post on Facebook and Instagram and Threads and X and TikTok and all the other channels, YouTube and everything else, right? In order to grow a big brand, you have to be seen in multiple places. If you're only in one spot on one channel at one time on one platform, absolutely will not work that great. Now, when you become diverse, some of those channels are going to work better than others. I have my strong channels. I have some weak channels. My LinkedIn is not very great. If you want to look me on LinkedIn and follow me, that'd be fantastic. My LinkedIn does not do very well. But my YouTube and my Instagram and my Facebook, they crush, right? But I still publish everything to all the channels regardless. And all of these channels have different throttles. They all work a little bit different, but that diversification is still baked into every strategy that we do. And when we do that with clients, when we have clients that do that, it always works better. So whether we're talking about multiple web pages, multiple different kinds of ads, multiple meta ads, multiple social media, it doesn't matter where you apply it. Diversity protects you and makes sure that you can weed out the losers and you have some winners in it. You just have a higher likelihood of having winners when you diversify. Okay, so now that we're through all four of these pillars, right? We have quality, quantity, consistency, and diversity. And the order of operation, it doesn't really matter. You just need all four. All four need to be true, right? How do we diagnose if something goes wrong? Most of the time, what I see is a lack of the first two. We have really poor results, like a DIY website, or we just don't create enough quantity. We try to record one selfie video and put it up on Meta and hope that that's enough. It's just not enough quantity, right? So normally it's in the first two, right? But either way, we need to look at all of the channels and just ask yourself, am I doing the best that I can? Did I make a lot of them? Am I doing it consistently? And am I doing whatever it is that I'm doing? Am I doing it in as many places that I can? So just all you need to do is just look at the marketing honestly, pull it up, look at it on a screen, and ask these four questions. And one of them, maybe two or three of them, will stick out as obvious things that you are not doing well enough. Identify those things and then make a game plan to fix those. And if you turn on all four of these levers, you will see better results. Okay, guys, listen, as we're wrapping, obviously these four pillars, as you listen to them, they're really simple, right? Some of the best ideas in the world are simple to understand, but they're incredibly hard to execute. And this is one of those. This is not a novel idea. It is not a very complicated idea. But trying to produce all four of these all the time is incredibly hard to do. It's simple concept, very hard to execute. But this is your challenge. Turn all four of these levers on every single time. Now listen, if you got something out of this video or any of my other videos, I'd love if you'd like, share, follow, comment, any of that good stuff. We'd really, really appreciate it. If you're looking to figure out what's going on in your business, maybe to try to figure out how to, maybe to diagnose the exact problem, we have it in the comments below and in the description below. We're going to put our tool, we call it Scale Auditor. It's scaleauditor.com. And if you go there, you can take a quiz. It'll take about 5 minutes and it'll give you the exact problems that you have in your business right now. And it'll give you a 12-month roadmap of what to do to fix them. Completely free, no strings attached. Go to scaleauditor.com, give it a try, and then follow me, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.